Disclaimer: every single opinion in this video is alleged and for commentary purposes. Do not take every opinion as a way to justify hate nor violence in any kind of way. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, hello kitties, and welcome back to my new YouTube video. In today's video, I'm gonna do a character analysis of the new Netflix show.
I obviously was trying to say new Netflix show, but tongue twister, I guess.
His and hers. And this, when I'm gonna start talking about the summary of this show, it's going to be a little messy. It's a mini series on Netflix, and I recommend you watching the show before you watch this video or watch a recap of the show, because this not gonna be a recap. It's going to be an analysis of the different important characters that impacted the show. Because me personally, I love analyzing about different characters and why they behave the way they behave, because I'm a criminology girl. Before we start the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and also please comment happy birthday, because I turned 22 actually yesterday when I'm filming this video. So it's the 19th today. My birthday is the 18th, so yes, I'm a Capricorn. Actually came out this year, so it's the first show that I felt like, oh, I want to watch. And it's starting Tessa Thompson, John Brenthal.
Hey. Wait. So sorry. So sorry.
Sunita Mani, Rebecca Rittenhouse, Crystal Fox, icon, legend, Marine Island. Before we even continue, Tessa Thompson is such a beautiful, beautiful black woman. I love her. She's so tea. I don't know. Some people have said that they don't really like her acting and stuff like that, but I'm like, ugh, I love her acting. She's so tea. Ex-spouse Anna Andrews, Tessa Thompson, played by Tessa Thompson. Steve Encore, basically a news reporter. She's a news reporter. Detective Jack Harper, played by John Hall, and their chemistry is so tea. Hi guys, I'm back as a voiceover because the way I explained the show on my video obviously was very complicated because I'm bad at explaining. So I'm gonna get a help for the little GPT. So let's start. The story opens with a brutal killing of a woman in the Wooden Era near Georgia. And I cannot say the name of the town, so I just gonna put it on the screen. But Anna Andrews, one successful TV news anchor, a news reporter, is shown return to her small hometown after having Atlanta following a personal trauma. We first see Anna in a messy Atlanta apartment, stressed and dealing with everyday life before she heads home, signaling her more chaotic recent past. Anna heads to Georgia to report on them, driven by her belief that there are also two sides to every story, a theme that plays into the show's title. Meanwhile, Detective Jack Harper, Anna's estranged husband, is on the case and leads the investigator, immediately creating dramatic tension because of their complicated past relationship. The setup for this series: the first episode established the history, the brutal humor, the personal and Anna Jake's fractured relationship, and the central dynamic of the show. Jack's sister, Anna's sister-in-law, um, and she's a single mother, so she have a child, uh, and they both Jack, her sister Zoe and her his niece live in their childhood home, which also is connected to the you know past events and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start talking about Zoe. What I felt about Zoe was she was an unfit mother. She was a um I really didn't get that much of her, that much good, personality traits from her in the beginning to the end. And when she ended up getting, this is why I say this is spoiler. I'm gonna put it in the beginning, but when she ended up getting, um, I really didn't feel any impact. I was like, girl, you had to go, and it's for a reason. I'm gonna talk about that reason later on. But it was a horrific event that ended up happening, and she ended up being one of the people that watched that thing happen.
So the reason why I didn't fuck with her, I is already gonna spoil it to you because bitch we not gonna do all of that and then me spinning back and do all of that. Nah. We just gonna say the reason why I didn't like that girl and she deserved to be off is because that girl knew that Anna was essayed on the show. Yes, Anna going to end up getting essayed on the show and she didn't do shit. She didn't defend her. She didn't say like, and mind you, Anna is her sister-in-law at the time we speaking because, like I said, it's a timeline show. So they go back in the past and then go back to now. And now Anna is her sister-in-law. Like she's still married to Jack on paper, and she never did shit. And then she all shook and shocked, and she never tell. Like the thing is, all this time Anna was away after she lost her baby and everything. She never told Jack nothing. Like Jack would never found out that her now wife, his now wife, was essayed. And mind you, essay in front of her and two other girls, and they planned this essay thing, and she knew about it, and she didn't do anything.
And didn't do anything. It didn't prevent anything from that happening. So yeah, she knew that that happened, and she didn't prevent it. So I don't fuck with her. Um, she had to go, and but I don't believe in people deserving passing away through getting. Besides, if you are a PDF file or um, uh, so that what
The true. Oh, um,
do think that she acted well because I didn't stand her. Like I didn't like her. So if I don't like a character that's not supposed to be likable, you did make you did act well. Like she acted very well. It's just that I didn't care for her. I do feel like she was needed for the plot to go on. I just didn't get any. I feel like 6 episodes was very short too, even for a miniseries. Like if it only going to be 6 episodes, why not have hours long episodes, right? But they didn't make that. But anyways, anything besides her being an unfit mother, she literally left her child one time at home. She joked about that, but I do believe that she did that. Unfortunately, I do believe that they're trying to hint that she did leave her child home alone. And I think she, even if she joked about that when she met Jack in like the in his office, I still think that she has done that in the past. She had left her child watching TV alone at home and like went and like party or done, because I do believe that she was a addict. She drank a lot. She was an addict. Like, and I don't judge people that are addicts because, y'all, me myself and I struggled with a lot of different stuff that a lot of people couldn't handle either, and like would look at me sideways. But I feel like if you have a child and you know that you are not capable of being a parent, why not put up put your child in a safer environment? That's why I respect people that are addicts and like maybe like send their child to like the grandparents or like the sister or like the mothers because they know that they are not fit parents. I respect those parents more because I feel like you did great when it comes to parenting when you did that instead of just continue trying to be a parent and still struggling with substance. That's all kept thinking. Like I feel like it's so selfish of a human being giving birth to a child and knowing that they struggle with something and keep trying to be a parent, but you clearly are deep into your, struggle. Especially, she was so deep into her struggle that when she ended up passing away or getting, um, she was high. That's how deep into her addiction she was. So that's why she couldn't even really defend herself when she ended up, because she was high. Because I do believe that if she wasn't, she could have defended herself. But yeah, that's just me. Alice Andrews, one of my favorite characters in the show. She did that. She is the mother of Anna, so that's why the Andrews. Do you know Anna Andrews, Alice Andrews? Both of them have A names. I love that. But yeah, she was a big character, like a very important character of the show. If you watch the show from the first episode to the end, the sixth episode, the final episode. But in the beginning she was not a very big character, not very, but you did figure out that she was somehow a very impactful character, especially for Anna, the main character. Even no matter what show it is, um, the parent has an impact of the show, of the main characters. Like they're always going to be an important character of the show. They're always going to be an important um plot of the show because they are the ones that build the main characteri- characteristic. Y'all got what I'm trying to say. And also like, yeah, but I feel like she was a loving mother. She throughout the show it was mentioned that she had dementia. Dement I might have that.
Are you slow?
And dementia are basically you literally forget your family members. You forget their names, you forget who they are, how they look like, you forget who you are, how you look like. It's and it's no cure. It's so sad, but a lot of people do get diagnosed with this. I have heard a lot of actors getting diagnosed with this, and that's very hard because as an actor, you need to have good memory to know your lines and stuff like that. It's so sad, but that's the reality. And it's also normal for older people to go through this. Her storyline was basically just wanting to the best for her daughter. She was a very supportive mother, and something that I love about her is how seriously she took her daughter going through what she went through. And I'm gonna talk about it more later on. And she took it very seriously because a lot of parents, especially black parents or immigrant parents, do not take essay because that's what happened. But I'm gonna go more into detail later. They do not take that topic seriously.
And when I mean they do not take it seriously, I meant they do not take that essay seriously enough. So a lot of the times when somebody in a black family, immigrant family, I'm not saying all, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen in white families too, but a lot of the times when children get essay, they don't. First of all, a lot of adults that have children that have been essay, they don't know how to navigate their child being essayed, or a lot of the times they think of them as fast and not that they generally was essay. And it's I think a lot of that is because a lot of black families and immigrant families in general or people of color, the topic of essay or sex in general are not talked about. It's just very like hush, like they don't talk about topic like that. So that's why a lot of parents that are people of color do not know how to navigate their children getting SA. And it doesn't change the fact that it should be taken serious of, and it doesn't change the fact that that child has been essayed, but it's just how I see it from if I would have looked in an immigrant parent's perspective. That's how I see it. But yeah, that's just what I meant. I didn't mean any harm or anything.
Felt so it felt so healing seeing a character, a parent, just take their child's trauma that seriously. It was a little bit too much when it comes to the plot, like going all the way to off people for it. But that's real though. She's real. She's a mother. And at the end of the day, she's not older. So even if she did all of that, and I don't respect her going that far, because I would have thought that they would try to do like the glory, like make them end up going to like jail and stuff like that. But one person actually ended up, but it was not really her that did that. But anyways, that was more like okay, respect it. But this one, I was like, I feel like this is healing because you took that seriously. But respect offing people, do I gonna admit that? No. Like her essay, her daughter's essay, Anna's essay was caught on camera and she saw that. So I get where her anger and but she just ate with the performance, like she ate with her emotions and how she felt. The fact that she went all the way to act like she had dementia, she had Alzheimer's. Because oh my god, I forgot to say that. Yeah, she faked that. She didn't have that. She faked it just so she can get away with this, and she ate that. I'm just glad that she admitted that to somebody before she going to pass because she's older. She's older now, and she clearly that letter was a confession, but also a goodbye because she know that she do not have that long time being here with her daughter. And yeah, it was just so I love that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about her. Appreciate her character. I feel it felt healing seeing a mother being a mother on TV, on my screen. Lexi Jones, yeah, I didn't know, but she was crazy in the best way. I would say Lexi made this show more a psychological thriller than a thriller because whoa, like she ate that, like she ate that down, and I hope this particular actor gets more roles, and also this particular actor win awards for this character because she ate that. She really did eat that. Like whoa, I thought it would go a whole different way with Lexi, but it went all the way crazy. So let me tell you this. Lexi was one of Anna's childhood friends when she was younger because we went into a flashback. When she was younger, she had a sister, right? Her sister used to make fun of her for eating a lot because she was a plus size woman and period. Like, shout out to plus size women. We eat a and her sister had asthma. That this was the only like scene scenes that we saw of her sisters, but it was mentioned that she did have a sister that ended up passing away, which I noted in my head. I was like, okay, because they're saying details. I'm like, maybe I should note this in my head. I remember that, and that's why this scene was one of like this is an underrated plot twist. Like this was not even need the plot twist was not needed, but they added it and it made the story much more amazing. It made the plot much more amazing. I love this particular plot. I love this plot more, a little bit more than the ending plot, but the ending plot maybe was more impactful though. So I understand because the ending plot was like a mother like offing people for her child. That's crazy, but real. This plot was shown how this was just an evil ass act. And the details we found out after, oh my goodness. Like after this whole scene was, oh my god. But I'll tell you this. Lexi was crazy as fuck. So they was her and her family and her sister like was on the way on a boat trip, right? Her sister made fun of her and said something mean to her. So she took her asthma spray. And I already know that something fucked up will happen, right? This was before the plot, like this was before they shown like Anna, said the whole essay scene. This was before that. This is when I knew like this bitch is crazy. Like this was when we all knew that this bitch was crazy. So because I was like, first I was like, oh, they just competitive colleagues, but this shit was deeper. Like, ooh. So first I thought she was a victim, right?
Lexi was a victim of bullying, but not of SA. I mean, still she was harassed, but she was not SA that night. At least that like that was told from Anna's perspective. Anna was the one that ended up getting SA because she defended Lexi, like she literally pushed Lexi away, and then Lexi literally decided to run away, and Anna was the one that ended up becoming the SA victim. Okay, yeah, exactly what happened. This is exactly what happened.
Because when Anna, but I knew she, but when Anna explained, I'm gonna go into that later on. I need to talk about it because I noted this in my hand. But when Anna explained Lexi's experience, it was more like the way Anna explained this was more that the thing that happened to Lexi, but it actually happened to Anna. And I don't know if it was because they tried to say that Anna forgot that it happened to her. Like, yeah, like I feel like that's what they tried to say. And that's what I got into the story thinking that, oh yeah, something traumatic happened and she don't remember it. I already got into the story because they spoiled the plot for me. They spoiled the plot of uh the mother being the serial killer, but they never spoiled the plot on who got his head to me. So I didn't know, but I did figure that out. I didn't know exactly what happened, right? Because I didn't see the scene. Obviously on TikTok you cannot post the scene. But Lexi, when I saw Lexi, they were like I thought Lexi was a victim. Like that was what we as viewers believed at first. But when that scene of her sister, she taking her sister and heal her and like taking out all the air and then them going, oh my god, it was so air. That scene ate though. It was amazing scene. Like it was amazing film. And Netflix, when they want to eat, they're going to eat. But they don't want that bad with all the show that they have been releasing these past few years. But they wanted to eat with this show and they did. People saying that this show was bad because we haven't had a good thriller show like this in a while on Netflix. Because on Prime Video, they be eating with their thrillers every single time. Netflix, in a while, we haven't had a good thriller like this, and they ate with this one. So they ended up going to the bowl, and her sister had asthma. All of this happened just because her sister was making fun of her. Y'all, I would have never, ever ever done this to my sister. Like this is some next level shit because my sister also suffer a little bit with breathing issues. Inhale, y'all, you took all the inhaler ear, and we saw that happening, and that's how I knew that something fucked up going to happen. So first I thought, okay, she doing this because she is mad in the moment. I wanted like I paused that a little bit because I was like, oh my god, what is happening right now? I didn't think that this show would be this good. That's why I was like so shocked with the scene. Cause I came here thinking that this is going to be like another like Netflix, show that we talk about for a week and then forget about. But this show is actually good. She took out the inhaler air, and then she went to the bowl and says, "Oh, she do you have my inhaler? This is why y'all people with asthma not let nobody have your inhaler. You should have it close to you all the times. Y'all, it's my trust issues after this show. Mm-mm. But anyways, me, if I had asthma, I would never let nobody else have my inhaler because I never know what you putting on that inhaler. I never know what you're doing. But now I know. Now I know. She pressing the inhaler and no air are coming out because her sister had ended up taking out the inhaler, like the air, and you can just hear when her mom realized that yeah, she's not gonna make it alive because they were too far from the land, and she didn't make it alive. She ended up passing away. Fast forward, now Anna is in the home of this two crazy ass couple, the Lexis man, because he's disgusting. The fact that Lexi even let planned this and did all of this for her to, she trifling as fuck. So basically, her sister ended up passing away. Something that was noted in the show is one officer said no, like she wasn't sad about the that happened, and this ended up being, you know, told throughout the story later on after the flashback. I think before or after the funeral, I don't remember the time, place, what he said. She was laughing. She was like happy. She didn't show no emotion. She was like, I feel like she was laughing. She was joyful. And then when we came to the funeral, when it was the sister funeral, she was crying, and it was like the way the officer was saying it, it was more like she was crying out of guilt, right? Not because she was sad that her sister passed. So yeah, that girl was crazy as fuck from the beginning, and the fact that I thought she was a victim, girl, psychopath. She was a sociopath, and also she had microaggressions against black people. That's why she did all of this. Also, ever since she thought that Anna was in on this, she started seeing black women as a competition, and that's why she did all of this. She went this far, and I feel like it is about race when it comes to this topic. It is about race. It was about race. She did all of this because she started having something against a black woman, something against black people in general. It was about race. It was about competing with a black woman. That's all I'm gonna say. Like Lexi was a psychopath, but she also was a undertone racist, and I do believe that because the things that she did was just so like. And you never had smoke for all the other three girls, but you had all this smoke for Anna. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that was so weird to me. I was like, yo, they're rigging this. That one girl that gave you pee, you didn't have that much smoke towards her. That one girl that gave her pee, but you had so much smoke for the girl that came to you in the and was sitting there and was like, "Oh, come sit with us," because it was a scene of them two in the beginning, you know, sitting in the school cafeteria, and Anna was the one that made her come there and sit there. And she was talking to her, was like, "Oh, come, you can come and sit with her," because Anna's intention was to make her feel welcome and make her feel like she had friends. But these other three girls had other plans, and it was their plan for them to get say like. And I do believe even if they would have said that girl like Lexi, they would have also essayed Anna anyways. Like they would have thrown Anna in there too anyways, because dumb girls did not like Anna for because it was because of the attraction that the ringleader had for Anna, because it was talked about how she had she was, you know, um bi, I think, and the Asian girl was lesbian. It was about sexuality, but it was more about rage and like microaggression, that the rage they had for Anna because she didn't fuck with that. She was like not for that. She was not for the bullying, and they started projecting onto her and their behaviors onto her, and that's why they were mad at her, and they planned that. and they plan to, get her. I say, mind you, this was her 16th birthday. This was so weird. Like, y'all, we're gonna go into it, but Lexi is weird weird too. Lexi is not. She was a victim of bullying, but she obviously was the definition of not a perfect victim. Y'all know when people say like some victims were perfect and still was treated badly. She was treated badly and still was a horrible person. So as somebody that have been bullied, yes, I know I'm complex, but would I ever go my whole life letting some other girl get a say? Mind you, she tried to help you, she tried to get you back out of there, and you literally, and she was like, help me, and you literally just ran away because you. Priya Sunita Mani, I'm sorry if I pronounce the name wrong, but her name in the show is Priya. She was Jack, um Anna's husband. He technically isn't an ex. They didn't officially divorce, so they still were married throughout the show. I don't know why. When you search it up, it says ex-husband, but they still was married. Anna's husband's partner, and she actually was one of the one of the few likable characters, because she was real as fuck to think that Jack was sketchy, because he was. At the end of the day, he was sketchy as fuck. Yeah, he lied. He should have never been a part of that investigation, because he was one of the last people that saw the woman, one of the girls, one of the three mean girls, that ended up getting off. He was basically effing her before she passed on, and throughout the whole investigation, they thought it was a man that was involved, but fast forward, it wasn't. It was Anna's mom. But yeah, like, he should have never been involved, and I love that he actually got cut the fuck off the investigation, because if he wasn't, he would have got revoked. His license would have got revoked. Like, he would have not continued working there, even though I believe that he stopped working as a sheriff. I don't. They didn't. They was not very clear about that. Maybe I should read the book, and I'm gonna find out. But anyways, yeah, he got off the investigation. All this out early on, if they got her phone, because something that came out later on was that one of the mean girls, the girl that ended up passing away early on or getting off early on the show, um have done, like, have threatened people in the past. Mind you, she threatened her own husband. So it's just like all of that could have been told to the world, so she could have faced the consequences of her action after her death. But you held that back because you kept the phone. I don't even think they ever got the phone. I think he kept that phone. Like, he never. Jack just didn't. The character didn't seem like a character that, you know, like, didn't hold himself accountable for his actions. I still think that he kept that phone because he didn't want to get locked up and stuff like that. That's why I just don't think him ending up with Anna in the end was a fairy tale, because that man lied the whole investigation. Mind you, Anna wanted to solve this investigation. We already prior I couldn't even say a lot about her. I liked her. She was needed for the show, but I feel like her plot was like a little cut off short, like abruptly. I feel like they could have done more with her. That's why I didn't say a lot about her and say more about Jack, because Jack was more his storyline made sense. Yes, it was like gray area somewhere, but prior her storyline was gray area, because I thought they would do so much more with her, but they didn't. Like, when it comes to a character, they was lazy. They could have done so much more, and the actor was phenomenal. Jack, we already talked about him. Very selfish, very self-centered. He was self-centered, and Anna even said in that scene when they were talking about all this and being fully honest with each other, and they should have done this earlier, but the show must go on. Um, she did mention that he was very selfish. He was very like, Anna need to like hold him. Anna need to take care of him. Anna need to be with him. Need to spend time with him. The relationship was doomed before their sadly, child ended up passing away. It was doomed. It was doomed from the start. I feel like even if the child was still alive, the relationship would have still ended the same way, the same route, just differently, with the child being in the picture. Um, Less traumatic and more as a life lesson. Their relationship was doomed from the start, and I feel like, yeah, he was not a good husband. Why would you like try to make her run away from her problems and then be shocked when she literally does that? Like, you wanted her to move on and did all of that. Like, her feelings, this is from Anna's feelings, Anna's perspective. From Jack's perspective, he just agreed with everything Anna said, and he was like, yeah, like, I'm sorry that I made you feel like that. But it's just like, the way she described him, he seems like hell. And also, I feel like it was a little bit concerning for him to move on that fast and start, dibble and dabble.
All shade. All shade.
And then also, I don't like a hypocrite. He was hypocritical for being mad at Hannah for also dibble and dabble when you did too. That's why you in all of this mess, because you dibble and dabble and you found out real quick why you should have never done that. Jacques is a hypocrite. He was not the best husband. I would never question his parenting because we didn't really hear a lot about the parenting stuff. I feel like they were probably great parents. They care about the child. But he was not a good husband. Mind you, he was a husband throughout the whole show. They did not divorce. Anna was not an amazing wife either, but she was a traumatized mother. Like, at the end of the day, losing a child as a mother and losing a child as a dad is so much different. So much different. It's always going to be so much different. So Anna is the main character, as you already know, played by Tessa Thompson, amazing actor, and she should win awards. She ate that, she ate that, she ate that. She really, really, really stick to that main character role. She was the main character. She was in almost every scene. Like, and Anna had so much grace. She could have done so much worse, but she didn't. She could have done so much worse. She could have actually went, found out who Lexi was today, and fucking got that video, got that tape. Because I feel like Anna saved that tape on purpose to someday air the business out, and get everybody in the video locked up. But mother ended up doing the job for her. That's why she kept that tape. Because victim, y'all know, victim keep stuff like clothes, or stuff that they wore, or something that was around when they got, not a souvenir. It's definitely not a souvenir. Yeah, but they keep stuff, file a report, police report. They have evidence, and she has so much evidence. She could have fucked up Lexi life for real. Then Lexi ended up getting what she deserved at the end. But yeah, she ended up getting offed too. And that's what she deserved. I feel like she would have been, after the Zoe girls, Jack sisters, she would have also been offed by the mother too. Mother would have come after her too. Because she was shown in the video running away. Yeah, everything was shown. Mind you, why would y'all keep filming? Why would I keep the camera on? Why would y'all keep, they mad brave. But anyways, Anna was a boss ass bitch. Everything she went through, she didn't deserve. All of this happening was because of racism. Mind you, majority of the people that Anna was around was, and I do feel like they did not like Anna from the jump. Period. They were mean girls. Anna even sided them a little bit when she met those girls for the first time. She was like, I don't know, mom. She said, I don't know, mom. She did say that. It's quoted by her. And it was a microaggression. I do believe that it was because she was black. Yeah, it is about race in this particular show. And I do believe that that's what the purpose of the show was, to show how, well, a lot of black women go through. And it was also about bringing awareness to it. Say, like I have said this. I feel like I have said this many times, but I don't know. I don't remember if I have really said this on the channel. I'm not a big fan of essay scene. I did not watch the essay scene. I actually, when I started hearing "Happy Birthday," the first second, I'm going, because I saw when they singing "Happy Birthday" on the TikTok app. On the real life, I was gone. I knew exactly what happened, what was going on, what was about to happen. As soon as that girl would the boys started, mind you, they paid them boys. They paid them boys. They evil as fuck. This is the most evilest shit, evilest villains I have seen in a while. Like, what the fuck? And then not only that, the main villain to me was Lexi. Mind you, Lexi was the one that was about to get like gang essayed. Anna went there and clearly tried to help her, clearly in distress, tried to take her away from this situation. If it wasn't for Anna, she would have been that. That would have happened to her. And I feel like the plan was to her to be Lexi, to experience that. But I feel like they also would have thrown Anna there no matter what. And I do believe that they did that because they didn't like Anna because of her skin tone. I do believe that. I do believe that they would have done some fucked up shit like this anyways towards Anna. No matter if Anna would have stopped it or not. But I do believe that they pushed her there because Anna wanted them to stop doing that, because they wanted Anna to experience this, because they didn't like to be told no. This is some children that haven't been disciplined or haven't been told no. All of this happened because y'all dumb ass bitches think y'all unstoppable. That's why y'all was cut open and all types of shit young as fuck. Mind you, all of them girls, they were young when they ended up passing. They were like late 20s, early 30s. They were young, right? Young girls. Young girls, maybe 40s, I don't know, but they were young girls. They ended up passing away young, mind you. And all of that happened because that's your karma. Anna's mother was your karma. What ended up happening to her was racial motivated.
Before y'all say anything about that Asian girl also getting snatched open and all of that, and say, oh, she don't suffer privilege, she do get privilege because she has a wealthy family. She come from wealth. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody says, she was not a black woman, and she had privilege because she had wealthy parents. Don't play with me. Don't try to say, oh, Asian hate. It got nothing to do with Asian hate here. In my thing, I acknowledge that other people of color experience racism, but in this particular movie, it was no Asian hate. It was simply black hate. So when we gonna bring awareness to what black women go through every day, I'm gonna bring the awareness because what? I'm a black woman. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments.
It was because they haven't ever been told no. They were privileged girls because where they live was very privileged. It was a small town. The school was, I think, a private school, a female private school, and y'all know them private school be expensive as shit. So yeah, the parents did well, and they ended up having well career path beat out. Zoe. Zoe had to. Zoe was like Zoe girl. She was the only one that was like kind of doing horribly.
She was a bum. That's what I tried to say. She was a bum.
when it comes to her career. Um, but when it comes to the characters, the way they treated people, they were the same. Mean Girls always going to be Mean Girls, no matter what. They used to do some weird shit like that. Like I already mentioned, they literally made Lexi drink one of the girls' pee. She went and pee in a cup and gave it to Lexi. It was so disgusting. I That already threw me off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, all of this throughout the essay thing, it was on Anna's 16 years birthday, and she was told that they were just doing a little party, but they planned this. They planned that Lexi was supposed to be gang essayed. Yeah, they planned this by, like, I think it was 3 4 boys. I don't really know because I didn't watch the whole scene. I didn't watch the full scene. It was too disgusting for me. It was too much, and I don't respect putting essay scenes on screen anyway, especially when they're minors. Mind you, this their characters when they were filming this particular scene were young women, like not even young women, young girls. Why would y'all put them in the screen and say, I don't know. I just didn't like the scene anyway. It threw me the fuck off. That's the only thing I can say. They they were discussing. Yeah, they made an impact, and the impact was giving me more trust issues than I already have. Was the scene necessary to be put in? No. Did they put the warning? Yes, but I still do not think that you should put scenes like that, especially when it's played by minors. Like this is played by young girls. So I don't know. And then also like them boys was also young. You can clearly see that. But yeah, I do understand what they're trying to show, what they try to do, but it could have been done in a different way. Mind you, one show that they also talk about essay is called Black, not even show, a movie called Black Phone, which also are essay, the top of essay are talked about, but they didn't show scenes of them being essayed, and they still made an impact. You can still make a show without putting the essay on screen and still make an impact. I told this to Jacques. She told it in a perspective of this happening to Lexi and not to her. So Jacques never found out that this actually happened to her. I don't know if this is exactly, or maybe I just dozed off and didn't realize. But I do think that she didn't really say that it happened to her. She said that this ended up happening to Lexi. It ended up happening to her. Like I really thought that it was Lexi that experienced this as first, because it was shown a little bit that it was made it seem, because throughout they showed us flashbacks. It made it seem like there's going to something bad going to happen to Lexi. They ended up happening to Anna. Um, but I knew, obviously, even if it was Anna seeing this happen, I still would have been like, "Oh, you are a victim too," because seeing being shown essay is also essay. Being shown essay without your permission is also essay. If you know, if you don't know, you can look this up. Being flashed or being shown essay or being forced to sit there and see through something sexual happening is also essay, especially when you are minor. Um, so if that has happened to you, if somebody has flashed you with porn, that's also essay. Different topics and different stuff that have been put on screen that should have never been put on screen, besides essay too. Um, but yeah, I have seen a lot of traumatic stuff, a lot of traumatic shows, a lot of traumatic movies, because I do enjoy watching psychological thriller, and y'all know psychological thriller be trippy as fuck. It's just the most fucked up shit they will ever see on TV, on screen. I hope y'all enjoy this character analysis. I can make more analysis like this in the future. I just feel like doing this today,
And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this background. I don't know what I'm going to have on the back. For me, it used to look like a green thing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye, Hello Kitty.